Hello. And I totally stole that from Curtis Connor. Um, Welcome back to the Freyer podcast. This is episode 2. Um, I got my OBS down here, so that's why I keep looking. That's why I'll keep looking up and down. I'll try not to. So this episode, I actually wanted to talk about just a movie that I watched recently. Oh no, I thought that'd be a good episode. I watched the Beetlejuice movie, and within the last 2 weeks as well, I watched the original Beetlejuice. And might I say, I had no idea. I have no idea what I was gonna say. I completely forgot what I was going to say. Um, Usually, whenever you see like these old movies get modern day sequels, they're usually always garbage. Like they're always the worst that you'll ever see. Well, okay, no, some of them, a fraction of them, not even a handful, a fraction of them, a Skittles amount, is good. All right. I mean, the new Beverly Hills Cop was all right. The entire Jurassic World franchise was all right. Beetlejuice was actually pretty good. I actually liked it compared to the source material in the original. They did very well. It wasn't just, oh, we're doing the same story but different. It's completely different. It's a completely different idea of what the whole Beetlejuice kind of franchise is, and but it also maintains. Also, I'm wearing a hat because I want to, and I want to show off my pink dinosaur hat. But I mean, they did very well of just keeping it close to like what Beetlejuice was essentially, which was just like the gross guy who just eats bugs or is like just a woman, or is womanizer the word? Maybe, I don't know. Just some narcissistic dude dirtbag who's hilarious. Like all the bits that made like Michael Keaton funny as Beetlejuice in the first one, they were able to bring it all back and do it even better. Like there were scenes to where he'll just start speaking in another language and he won't even try to lip sync what he's saying, and it won't even be him speaking it. It'll be like some other guy, and he's just horribly. I mean, like that's the charm of it. It was poor quality, and they embraced it, which was hilarious. And I thought that was awesome. I love that they got most of the cast to come back, and not who were they? Who were they? Uh, so they got no, I don't want the new one. I want the original. It brought me to Beetlejuice cast. 1988. All right. Oh, Alec Baldwin. It was Alec Baldwin. Yeah. So, I mean, the only people they weren't really able to bring back were Gina Davis, who was Barbara, and then Alec Baldwin, who was Adam. They they didn't bring back Otho. Um, Honestly, don't remember any of these other people really, but they were able to bring back Winona Ryder and Michael Keaton and Catherine O'Hara. But for some people who saw the new one and saw that Jeffrey Jones was in it, who played Winona Ryder's dad in the movie, in the first one, I watched the new one without really knowing what, like, why he wasn't in it. Which, I mean, like, he was. They used a picture of him and like the character was in it, but you didn't see him. And I think they, yeah, I don't even think he voiced in it really. But basically, if I remember correctly, he had like some he had some charges put against him, and he had to file as a, what is it? What is it? Hold on. I'm not just gonna say this like out of my ass. I don't want to do that. Why is Jeffrey Jones not in Beetlejuice 2? So they never explain why he's not in it really. They just say that it's presumably due to his legal troubles, and this is from Screen Rant. As he pleaded no contest to possessing child. I don't think I can even say that on YouTube. he confessed to possessing zero CP in 2003 and was arrested for neglecting update his sex offender status in 2004 and 2010, pleading guilty later or pleading guilty to the later charge. So yeah, he had not good things on his computer, and but the character, they did bring the character back. They brought the character back in a pretty funny way too. I mean, literally at the beginning of the movie, this is like spoilers. I'm probably just gonna talk about the movie and it'll be spoilers. Pretty much at the beginning of the movie, they just announced that he dies and that he was eaten by a shark, or he wasn't eaten by, like, the top half was just completely like chopped off by a shark. And the whole thing, or the whole premise essentially, is that Winona Ryder's character, she's become this television sensation where she communicates with ghosts. That was her thing, and she got really rich off of it. And the mom, Catherine O'Hara, she's still like an artist essentially, and she's still doing all this stuff. And Jeffrey Jones' character, he was a bird watcher, and so the whole thing is that he was going somewhere, plane crashed, bitten in half by a shark. So in order to do like the wake or like the funeral, they go back to the original house, and with like the model set essentially, they go back there to as like the funeral. And with Winona Ryder's character, she was married and she had a kid, and the kid is played by Jenna Ortega, and the dad died. He was on this trip or whatever, and he died as well. And so that kind of riffs this whole thing between Jenna Ortega's character and Winona Ryder, because Winona Ryder can't see like her husband, like Jenna Ortega's dad. And Jenna Ortega's like, well, if you can't see him, then you're fake. So the whole movie, she goes thinking that, or not the whole movie, like half of the movie, she's like, oh, my mom's a fraud. And throughout all of this as well, Winona Ryder's being stalked by Beetlejuice. Like, he's just popping up every now and then just to mess with her, which is pretty funny. But but basically, she's like, he's not leaving her alone. But it's kind of like this whole relationship, or it's the whole idea of building this relationship with you and like your child almost. Focus. Are we focused? Focused? Hey, come on, look at me. Okay, we're focused. But basically, well, that's not the whole point of the movie. It's a comedy, and it's really funny. And they even brought back the old Tim Burton. I think he actually directed this one too. They brought back the old Tim Burton like stop motion animation that he did for I think he did the Box Trolls thing. I didn't watch that one, but he did Nightmare Before Christmas, Coraline, and all that kind of stuff. And then there in scenes where it wasn't necessarily you could do CG back in 1988, they got like the prosthetic like faces for Barbara and Alec Baldwin's and them, and they were able to bring some of the elements back, especially when you would go to like I think it was Titan. I think the whole place where you would go through the door in the afterlife, you would go to the sands of Titan. I don't know, but yeah, no, the writing was on point, the acting was on point. I love I'm forgetting his name. Why am I forgetting his name? The freaking Green Goblin. He was in American Psycho. What's his name? What's his name? Holy shit. Willem Dafoe. Jesus. Yeah, Willem Dafoe's character, perfect. I loved his character. Like, I think his whole thing is that he was an actor when he was alive, and he died, and he was still that kind of like self-absorbed and in the role actor even in the afterlife. So anytime he pops up, he's like this detective guy who's got like half his head kind of like cleaned off so you can see like his brain and like his skull. And anytime he's just super serious for no reason, and he's being comically serious as well. And anytime he would pop up, his assistant would pop up and give him coffee. Like, and it's always steaming coffee, and they never explain why, but there is one shot which I thought was hilarious. Was he's in his office and she gives him a cup of coffee, and some goes down and he crushes the cup and he throws it down, and you see the pile of all the coffee cups that he's collected over the movie. Which there were so many moments in this movie where I actually laughed out loud in the theater, and I'd look at my dad and I'd be like, "This is actually really funny." And so, like, the story, the actual story to it is, yeah, Jeffrey Jones' character died, so they have to go back to the town. Alec Baldwin and I feel bad I already forget her name, but Barbara and Adam, the characters, they don't show up in this movie. The only explanation is that they found a loophole, and I thought the whole thing in Beetlejuice was that there was no loophole to get out. I thought that was the whole thing, and so they had to stay there for the next like 100 years or something like that. But apparently they found a loophole and got out, which in my opinion, when it comes to writing like that, especially, that's lazy. But I don't see any other option they really could have done unless they were able to bring them back, which I don't think Alec Baldwin would have wanted to do this again, honestly. But yeah, I mean, it was lazy, but I think it was quite literally the only other thing that they could do, which respect. I feel that. Um, am I? What shadow is? What's casting the shadow? Oh, it's the. Oh, but then that moves the. Uh. Well, hold on, wait. Can I just? Nope. But then that's not. Sorry, I'm having some technical difficulties. Oh, and even if I move the. Oh, that is such dog. Whatever. I'll just deal with it. But what was I saying? Yeah. So the story doesn't really pick up until Jenna Ortega's character. I feel bad that I don't remember the names. I think her name was like uh, Astrid. I think her name's Astrid. Uh, Jenna Ortega's Astrid goes into like the town, and she like goes into this guy's backyard, and it kind of has like this little romance relationship with this one guy that's in the neighborhood. And later you find out that he's been dead the whole time, and he died like 20 years prior to like the movie or whatever. And and essentially what he does is he tricks her into switching her life for his. And then Winona Ryder like figures this out and calls upon for Beetlejuice to help her, while also Beetlejuice's ex came back after being like dismembered, kills Danny DeVito in the first 5 minutes of the movie, I think. And she's like, I want Beetlejuice. And it's like, that's the B plot, which I thought was funny because in the trailers it made it seem like it was the A plot. But I don't have any issues with that. Honestly, I find the whole story with Jenna Ortega's character a lot better than Beetlejuice's side B story. And the whole point for the side B story with Beetlejuice and his like ex is that it was to give him reason to be desperate to like try to marry, I think, Winona Ryder. I think that was the thing too, is that if he marries her, then then like then his ex-wife couldn't. I honestly don't remember. I need to watch it again. But yeah, no, I mean, also Catherine O'Hara's character. I feel like with her character, I don't know why, but they like made her stupid. And that's the only thing I have against this movie, really, is that they make Catherine O'Hara's character dumber. And I've watched the original pretty recent to the new one, and in the original she wasn't dumb. Like, she wasn't. I mean, she was fairly smart. She wasn't like the smartest, but she wasn't dumb. And then in this movie they just kind of made her very like kind of clueless and unaware at times. Like, the way that she dies is by being bit by two snakes. And I thought that was pretty funny that they did that too, because then that connects Catherine O'Hara's character and Jeffrey Jones' character at the end of the movie, to where that's kind of where it ends. It ends with them going on the Soul Train, so that way they can go to the Beyond. And but I just felt like they made her very stupid. And I don't like that they did that. I don't like how they dumbed her down. And she was very overdramatic about things. And I don't remember her being overdramatic in the first one either. I really don't. But another big thing in this movie as well. There was so much in this movie. There was so much in it, which I was very impressed that they were able to do that. Another thing in this movie was Winona Ryder. She was dating this one guy who's like really weird. And you can obviously tell that he doesn't really like her. Well, I think at the beginning you think that he likes her, and then like throughout the movie you kind of realize that he likes the attention that she draws with her. And so like at the funeral, at the wake, he proposes to her to be married in 2 days on Halloween night. That's fucking crazy. And when he's there, or like when they're at like the actual wedding, Beetlejuice shows up and shoots him up with some truth serum, and he admits that he was only dating her for the fame and money, and that he never really like liked her like that, and he thought that she was a fraud as well, talking to ghosts. And I mean, like, yeah, it ends. Oh, and also they're able to meet Jenna Ortega's dad in the afterlife too, and he helps them get out. Like, so much happens in this movie, and I was really impressed. Like, this movie isn't even like 2 hours as well. Like, let me see how long this movie is. An hour 44, and the original was an hour 35. So this wasn't even a 2 hour movie, yet so much happened in this movie that it's impressive. Like, I remember leaving the theater thinking I would love to make something like this, just because of how intricate it was, yet so simple it was. It was really impressive how they were able to do everything that was in this movie. I would love to meet the writers or something with it one day and just kind of talk about it. Because, yeah, they had so many big name people in this movie. Like, David DeVito dies at the beginning of the movie. And, like, and it was okay. I mean, like, they didn't need him for the story, and it was just funny. I think that was just kind of them displaying, like, they could just do whatever they want. Really, I don't know. That may have something to do with like the Writers Guild and all that stuff that happened, which I could do a video on that in the future if I really wanted to, but I won't. Just because I don't know. Well, okay. If I read up on it more and understand it a lot more, then I probably would. I probably would do it. But yeah, no. I wonder. My only my only question is are they gonna do a Beetlejuice? Like, are they gonna do a trilogy to fulfill the actual joke that's, or like the thing that you summon him in the movie with? And even then, I don't even know what the sequel would be about, really, because it's such a large age gap from the first one to the second one that I would assume that they try to follow suit and do the same kind of age gap. Like, that's like, let's see, if the first one came out in 85, that's almost like a 20-year, no, that's like a 30-year gap. When did the first one come out? 88. So, oh, not quite 30 years, but like 25, 20, no, like 26, like maybe like 26-year gap. But yeah, I mean, if they do a second one, or if they do a third one, it better be good, because I'm not about to add Beetlejuice to the list of sequels that were just awful and just gross and just bad. So, yeah, I mean, it was a really good movie. I still recommend watching it because I know I didn't touch everything on it. If this was like a movie review or breakdown, I don't know. I don't have any footage or any of that. But I would highly recommend going to watch it. It was really fun. It's a good Halloween movie. I may watch it every Halloween. Like for every Christmas I got Spirited with Ryan Reynolds, but for Halloween I may do Beetlejuice and Beetlejuice, because I'm not into the big Halloween horror movie aspect thing. Like, I don't watch a lot of horror movies, but when it's fun stuff like this, I'll watch it. Like Huey's Halloween, that Adam Sandler comedy that he did, that was really funny. I actually really liked that one. Um, Any other Halloween movies I can think of? None. None at all. I don't really watch Halloween movies. But yeah, no, I really recommend you go watch this movie. It was really good. If I were to rate it on a scale of like 1 to 10, I'd give it like a solid 9. Because the only reason why I'm not giving it a 10 is because they never explain why they can't see Jenna Ortega's dad at all. Because the whole thing with Winona Ryder's character is that she can see ghosts. She can see pretty much all of them. But in the movie, she's like, I can't see your dad. And then later in the movie, the dad's like, yeah, no, I check in on you guys. You guys just can't see me. Why? If we establish the rule that Winona Ryder's character can see ghosts and can pretty much see all ghosts, then why can't I mean, they do explain that she's been taking medication that kind of stops her from seeing ghosts, but Beetlejuice specifically, but she needed it to. I don't understand. Maybe I'm just dumb and I'm taking points off for stuff that I don't fully like understand in the story, and I just need to watch it again to really figure it out. But yeah, no, I give it like a good solid 9 out of 10. Like I definitely watch it again. Not immediately because like I just can't watch movies back to back like that. But yeah, no, I really liked it. I thought like I'll definitely use that as a. I'll definitely use it as kind of like a reference. Focus on me. Okay, I'll definitely use it as like a reference later if I ever do write something like this. Hopefully I do later in the future. But yeah, no, I had fun. I thought it'd be a fun thing to make a video about. So yeah, bye.